Hello fellow Trekkies and Trekkers. Well, time for another edition of Star Trek Timeward today. So now, let's start things off with The Big Goodbye. The Enterprise heads to Tirona 4 to open negotiations with the Drada, an insect-like race that is unusually strict in matters of protocol. After practicing the complex greeting that Drada required to open negotiations, Captain Jean-Luc Picard decides to relax with the Dixon Hill story in the holodeck. Playing Detective Hill in the Holo program, Picard takes up the case of Jessica Bradley, who believes Cyrus Redblock is trying to kill her. Picard decides to continue the program later and leaves the holodeck to affirm their essential arrival at Tirona 4. He invites Dr. Beverly Crusher and visiting historian Dr. Weyland to join him in the holodeck. While Crusher is still preparing, Picard and Weyland are ready to enter the holodeck when Lieutenant Commander Data arrives, having overheard Picard's invitation. Entering the holodeck, the three discover Jessica has been murdered in Picard's absence. As Picard explains that he saw Jessica at his office the day before, Lieutenant McNary brings Picard into the police station for questioning as a suspect in her murder. Meanwhile, the Enterprise is scanned from a distance by the Draudan, causing a power surge in the external holodeck controls. Dr. Crusher later enters the holodeck, first experiencing a momentary glitch with the holodeck doors, and joins her friends at the police station. Bum bum bum. The Draudan demand their greeting earlier than the agreed time and are insulted at having to talk to anyone other than the captain. The crew try to communicate with Picard in the holodeck but find it impossible. The Draudan signal has affected the holodeck's functions, preventing the doors from opening or allowing communication with the crew inside. Lieutenant Geordi LaForge and Wesley Crusher attempt to repair the holodeck systems, while inside the holodeck, the group returns to Dixon's office. Mr. Leach appears, having waited for Picard, demanding he turn over an object he believes Jessica gave him. When Picard fails to understand, Leach shoots Dr. Weyland with a gun, and the crew discovers that the safety protocols have been disabled as Weyland is severely wounded. As Dr. Crusher cares for his wound, Picard and Data discover the holodeck is malfunctioning and they are unable to exit the program. Mr. Leach is joined by Redblock and continues to demand the object. Lieutenant McNary arrives and becomes involved in the standoff. Picard tries to explain the nature of the holodeck, but Redblock refuses to believe him. As you would. Outside, Wesley finds the glitch. However, he cannot simply turn off the system for fear of losing everyone inside. Instead, Wesley resets the simulation, briefly placing Picard and the others in the middle of a snowstorm before finding themselves back in Dixon's office. With the reset, successfully clearing the malfunction, the exit doors finally appear. Despite Picard's warnings, Redblock and Leach exit the holodeck, dissipate as they move beyond the range of its holo-emitters. Ha! As they leave the holodeck, Picard thanks McNary for his assistance, who now suspects that his world is artificial and asks whether Picard's departure is the big goodbye, to which Picard replies that he simply doesn't know. Picard reaches the bridge in time to give the proper greeting to the Drauda. The Drauda accept the greeting, heralding the start of successful negotiations. Well, that wasn't so hard now, was it? Anyway, let's look at some production notes here. The initial idea for Picard's detective-based holodeck program came from series creator Gene Roddenberry and other writing staff. Tracer Torme received credit for writing the episode. Torme said he added film noir elements, including references to the Maltese Falcon. Nice. Redblock and Leach represent the characters played by Sidney Greenstreet and Peter Lorre. The production staff attempted to create the same layout of the detective office from the film. Dixon Hill was originally named Dixon Steel in reference to In a Lonely Place, a film noir starring Humphrey Bogart. However, the name was changed due to similarities with the name of the title character in the American television series Remington Steele. The episode's name is itself a reference to two works by detective fiction writer Raymond Chandler, The Big Sleep and The Long Goodbye. Torme expanded the Drauda a great deal, but because of budgetary restraints, they are only heard in the episode. After the episode Haven, The Big Goodbye is the second writing credit of the series for Torme. Rob Bowman was originally scheduled to direct the episode, but following problems with data lore, the filming order was switched, so Joe Scanlon directed The Big Goodbye instead. Scanlon and Torme recommended filming the holodeck sequences in black and white, but Rick Berman and Bob Justman disagreed with the idea. The Big Goodbye was the first episode based on the holodeck in the Star Trek franchise. You sure about that? Because I'm pretty sure that was an episode of the animated series that was in a holodeck, but I guess no people consider that show canon. Boo. The holodeck will later appear in the season in 11001001, as well as a number of other episodes in various series, and would eventually become a regular feature. Because of the differences between the Dixon Hill scenes and those set on the Enterprise, Scanlan treated the diverse settings as if we were filming 2 unconnected episodes. Okay then. Tierney was well known for playing villains in 1940s film noirs, including Dillinger and The Devil Thumbs a Ride. After his performance in Star Trek The Next Generation, Tierney gained a new fame playing Joe Cabot in Quentin Tarantino's film Reservoir Dogs. Whedon later recalled he felt intimidated by Tierney during filming, as he was 15, and Tierney had a reputation for having a character similar to the tough guys he typically played. Tierney returned to Star Trek in 1997 to play an alien regent in the Deep Space Nine episode Business as Usual. Whedon said that after 12 previous episodes in the series at the time, he and the cast and crew preferred The Big Goodbye, as it allowed them to play a period piece. The Dixon Hill holoprogram reappeared in the 2nd season episode Manhunt, the 4th season episode Clues, and in the film Star Trek First Contact. The Dixon Hill characters are also featured in the licensed novel A Hard Rain. Interesting. So overall, this is a pretty enjoyable episode, and hey, I also do love me a I also love me a good holodeck episode. So, overall, I give The Big Goodbye 4 warp cores out of 5. Well, join me soon as we take a look at Data Lore. Ooh, that should be a fun one. So, until then, live long and prosper, everybody.